Hello, everyone. This is John Sconza. I'm an automotive sales engineer for Activent Solutions, and I'm going to be your host today for the live demonstration of the WebDocs program. What we're going to do here is I'm going to go through a few slides that will give you an overview of the WebDocs program itself, and then I'm just going to flip on over to the Internet and give a demonstration of how the live WebDocs software program works. So let's go ahead and get started. Just to refresh your memory, if you've viewed our other WebDocs webinars, the webinar is an electronic file cabinet that we're going to store the signed, printed invoices as well as the credit memos and statements. And then once they do store those into our electronic data center, your customers and your staff will have access to these documents over the Internet. And that's what we're going to show in this demonstration as we flip on over to the Internet here in a second. And then we're also going to show how you can attach those documents once you retrieve them to an email that can be sent to your customer. And here, just to show you how those documents got to our data center, we have a demo system that we set up in our offices, and we've generated some invoices. And if you look at these three-panel screen, over to the left would be the system, and we've generated some demo or test invoices and sent them over to the document center, which is in the middle. And then we're over here to the right where we're going to take my laptop, and we're going to go ahead and log into the Internet so that we can see the program in action. So we're going to go ahead and flip on over there now. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as a user on the WebDocs server. Each one of your customers would have their unique login and password. And as they log in, they will bring them access to their documents. So now that we're into the WebDocs server, I have many options as far as how I want to retrieve my documents. Over to the left is our search engine. So I've got the ability to do a search by customer ID or their name. Over the document types, I can choose invoices, credit memos, and statements. And I'm just going to leave it clicked on invoices and ask it to retrieve some there. I also can ask to retrieve it by an ID number, or customer number, or reference number. So what I've done just now is just go ahead and clicked over and asked it to bring the invoices that are stored on our demo system. Over to the right is the results of the search. So what it's done is it's brought back all the invoices that I have on my system. If I want to view these documents, I have the ability to click on this little magnifying glass, and it's going to bring back the documents that I'm looking for. It shows the document type. In this case, it's invoices. It shows the number of pages, customer ID, customer name. We also have some other reference numbers that we can use to show and do some search on it. So in this case, if I want to go ahead and find a document that I want to review, I can click on that document. In this case, let's go ahead to Wile E. Coyote, and we're going to ask to see this 818 document. So now what it's done is it's taken my request, going over to our document center, finding that document, and bringing back a PDF copy of that document to my PC here. I'm going to just go and expand that out so you can see that a little bit better. And so, just kind of minimize a little bit so it fits on the screen. What I've retrieved is that invoice that came up on my WebDocs server. And it's 2 pages long. I have the first page, which shows that invoice was for customer J2225, Wile E. Coyote, for an air filter. And if I page down, I also can see the signed document as well. So not only do I have the electronic version, but I have the signed, scanned document that was married up by this barcode when we brought that document back. We put it in the scanner, and it just linked those 2 documents together. Now, from this point, if I wanted to, I do have the ability to save a copy to my hard drive, or I also can go ahead and email it. So if I wanted to hit this and create an email for that. So let's go ahead, send this page by email. And what I can do now is this is linked up with my Outlook email, and I'm able to go ahead and address this out and send this directly over to my customer. Okay? So now what it's done is it's generated the email, and now all I have to do is to address it. you wanted to, you could write something in the body of the email saying, here's your invoice, pay me now, whatever. But now that purpose of showing you that is just to show you how quick, if somebody was to call you and say, hey, John, I need a copy of my invoice, you can immediately go to your WebDocs server, pull a copy of it off, and then email it directly to your customer. That quick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on over to the statements and show you a little bit of how that works as well. So when you run your statements at the end of the month, a copy of this automatically goes to the WebDocs server. And once there, you can notify your customers that their statements are available for viewing and printing. So now if I was one of your customers, I've received my email notification that this document is ready. I log into the WebDocs server. It will have your logo and names as far as when you hit your website. You'll see that. Now I can go ahead and retrieve my statement. And as you can see on the screen, here's my statement. It will have all the invoices and credit memos that were generated that month, as well as the previous balances. But one of the unique things we've done with this as well is that not only have we generated this, we've created links to all the invoices that were used to make up this statement. So now I'm looking at my statement. It's $1,810. I would go ahead and pay it, but I'm not too sure about this one document here. So rather than having to call you up and do some research on that document, I can just click on that, and it immediately links me right into the document that's in question. Once I resolve the discrepancy there, I am able to go ahead and set this up for payment. So if I wanted to do a search on just one document, I do have the ability to type in the document number that I'm looking for and do a search just on that one document. So here's the statement that document is coming out on, and I can limit that to, again, invoices or whatever. As far as reports, one of the nice things about this system is that we do have the ability to give you a report based on the documents that you generate during the day. If you're generating, say, 100 invoices, when I scan those documents to link them up, the ones that come back for signatures, I can give you a report that shows all of the invoices that were not linked. In other words, if I scan 95, it's going to give them a report of those 5 invoices that were not scanned. So you can easily, at that time, go and track those down. And that's pretty much it. It's a very simple system to run. It takes very little time to hook up, and it will work with several of our platforms depending on which one you have. So just to summarize, the whole idea behind that is to reduce your administrative costs from, going back and doing it manually, looking up the invoices through file cabinets, looking through folders, bringing them out, scanning them, recopying them, sending a copy of them to your customers where they can have access to them immediately by themselves. Save money on paper, whether you reduce the number of copies you're producing because of this, reducing the number of paper statements that you're sending out. All of that helps with the conservation. You also have access to that 24 hours, 7 days a week for your customers, providing them with superior customer support. It also provides a very professional image for you. Now that most people are aware that you want access to your documents, whether you're doing it with your bank, whether you're doing it with the services that are provided to you by your vendors. It's something that you are needing to have to do with your customers to keep competitive. It is secure. We do it on our data center, which is backed up on a regular basis, and there's no revolving door of hardware investment because it resides on our servers. And with that, it concludes our presentation of the live WebDocs server. If you would like to see a more in-depth view, you can call the number that is on the screen or email us at the automotive marketing email. Thanks again. I appreciate your time, and we look forward to talking to you.